Hi, everyone. Welcome to another Beatle chat here. I'm Joe Mayo, of course, and I'm here with my friend Beatley Tone. Hey, Beatley
Hello,
Tone.
everyone. Hi, Joe.
And of course, he's got the channel Beatley Tones that you might want to check out if you haven't already. I hope a lot of people are going to be watching this live now and on playback will already be subbed to him, but you can always sub now if you're not. So, hello, James. What's going on? James is here.
Hi, James.
And I have no topic, but if you have a topic, that's fine. Or if anybody out there wants to join and have a topic, Beatles related, this is Beatles. You always want Beatle talk. This
Yeah.
is a chance. Hello.
Hi, Matchstick Man.
Hello, Christian.
Hi, Christian.
And I'm expecting another guest. I won't say who it is. Maybe two guests. I know the two. I have one definite guest and one tentative guest. So we'll see how that goes. Okay. On the way up here, it's a long ride here. I decided to bring the Double Fantasy CD, which I hadn't played in a long time in its entirety straight through. And it made me sad. Again, it's bittersweet because every time I listen to Double Fantasy, I remember it was only out like 3 weeks or so, whatever it was, before we lost John. And it's like it started out as such a happy celebration of starting over and all this. And it turned into a cardboard tombstone. I hate to say it that way, but and so that was kind of sad. But
yeah. I mean, it was the first. It's the first John Lennon album that I was able to buy. As it came out, rather than retrospectively. Because I got
me too.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that was it. I was able to enjoy it for 3 weeks as a new thing. It's funny.
Yeah.
Not funny, strange. Songs like starting over. They're not starting over. And hard times are over.
Yeah.
For a while. They're not. They're just beginning. Those kinds of things. Beautiful boy. All the words in Beautiful Boy, which now it wasn't a beautiful boy. It's a tearjerker.
Yeah.
In light of what happened, where if John was still here, it would be a more of a beautiful, kind of a different sentiment, a different feel. Now it's like, he wanted to see him, couldn't wait to see Sean come of age, and he never had the chance, that kind of thing.
Yeah. Yeah.
So,
hey, Heidi.
Heidi's here. Don't forget, the name is MVP. Don't forget the nickname. You know what I mean? And that's a hint. That's a hint too of somebody else that may be joining us soon. So you got talk about getting together.
Yeah, miss you too, Heidi. Hi, Noah and Elliot and Harold.
Yeah, they got together. Well, I'm sure when our guest gets here, next guest, we'll talk a little more about that as well. Hello, Harold. Did I say hello? I forget who I said hello to. Hi, Elliot. Noah, hello. Tone, do you think there'll be another box set of the rest of the Capitol albums?
Yeah, I think they probably will. I don't think it'll happen straight away. I don't think they'll do like a Beatles 65 for the Capitol albums, but I think maybe they'll leave it a couple of years and maybe do the rest. I think the 64 thing was a bit more of a special thing because it was 60 years and there was so many albums released in 64. But I don't think they won't do, a box set for 65. I don't think, but maybe in a couple of years they'll just do the rest of them with the Help soundtrack and Beatles 65 and the US Revolver and Rubber Soul and Yesterday and Today and maybe Hey Jude. Stick all those in a box. Probably not Magical Mystery Tour because it's kind of canon now, isn't it? I think I don't think it offers anything to fans, does it now? Because it's been out so.
No, I could see them doing another one. It seems like this one did very well, better than they expected, anyway.
Yeah, I think so.
And a lot of people liked it, like yourself. Well, the records, the records, not the whole box, but the records themselves. You liked most of what you heard.
Yeah. I thought they were great and they were interesting, and it was interesting hearing the songs like that with the singles on it and the B-sides and stuff like that. So yeah, I enjoyed it. I really liked Meet the Beatles, and Andy brought me over the Target exclusive, the blue vinyl of Meet the Beatles, which was great.
Nice.
It was really nice of him.
Hello, Mad Team 3 and everyone else here. I hope I get everybody here. Order the new Beatle box LP, getting it on Saturday. And Rachel is here.
Hi, Rachel.
You know, I do my Jackie Gleason. A lot of people don't know, but I'm going to do Rachel. You've come back. That's a Jackie Gleason thing. Yeah, Rachel, I don't want to go into too many details, but I noticed I was watching a little bit of your show today, and when you brought Tone up on screen, you know, you doing the same thing I'm doing these days, sending private links. Last time I did a public link, you know, I won't go into detail, but let's put it this way: I try not to do them anymore. So you know the deal, but I have no way of offhand getting you one, even if with the email. I'm not as good as you are at it. Let's put it that way. Hello, James.
Hi, James.
Yeah, it's an expensive set. I did not get it. Oh, our next guest is here. Okay, splendid.
Heidi, I hope your sinus thing clears up. There's all that shouting at the cavern.
Yeah, well, I want to talk a little bit about
as well. I've got a throat as well.
Let's talk about that a little bit with this next guest that we have here. It's Andy Nichols.
Hey,
man. Tone.
There they are, buds.
Yeah.
Liverpool buds.
Liverpool buds for life, you betcha.
Yeah.
Hey, Joe, thanks for having me on tonight. Hi, buddy.
So, tell everybody, well, a little bit, if you like, about getting together and stuff, you know.
Well, yeah, I mean, it was planned for a while for the obviously the travel arrangements and what we were going to be doing, and then Tony said, "Hey, if you're coming up, I'll take a drive up with Mrs. Beatley Tone." And once I told him I was going to go to Liverpool, Tony had mentioned he'd gone, I think, last year to Liverpool, so he was like a no-brainer. He said he'd come up, and once he said he was going to go up, I said, well, now we know what we're doing for the 2 days. Although it wasn't without a little travel hiccups on the Thursday, as we know, Tony.
Yeah. Well, you know, jet lag and all that.
Yeah, we didn't get in. We didn't get in late, and we weren't really sure if we could meet up on Thursday. And then I said, you know what, we're here. we gotta just power through and go. And we had probably one of the best nights ever that first night when we all connected.
We just had the most fantastic time. You know, me and the missus, we were blown away. We fell in love with everyone, and it was just great. It was great. It was really, we had such a great time.
And some of that, of course, was covered. I watched some of it on Two Legs, you know, Andy's podcast, where Tom hosted it. And there was you got together in a pub talking about Paul Live with Joan Borelli was there as well.
Yep. Joan was there, and Boyan was there, and Nick Syrett was there, and Heidi, the MVP, of course. So we had just been looking for a place to unwind after the gig, and found one finally in Manchester. If you looked at us, we looked like a hot mess because we were all wet and saturated trying to find and Nick said to us, can we just find a place that's kind of quiet? Because when you walk through looking for a place, it's like a night at the Roxbury at all these clubs, and it's like the loud pounding music that you couldn't even have a conversation with an ant on the floor next to you. It's just So I said, sure, let's just try to find one. Hello. So we finally found one, and we were able to sit down for about an hour, and then they said, we're closing up shop. And then Tom was live, and he said, hey, do you want to just recap it real quick? So I just held my phone up to give everybody a couple minutes just to recap night one, as it were.
Mm-hmm. And you sent me a clip, right, of Wonderful Christmas Time.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
much like you, one of the things I like about you is that you're direct, you're honest, and I liked it. I mean, it was very satisfying. I said
Yeah.
the clip of "Wonderful Christmas Time." Now, I didn't like it. I think it was 10 years ago already. Is it 10 years of Saturday Night Live? He was on
He did it about 2012. Yeah.
2012, and that wasn't as good. I thought this was better. So there you
Yeah,
go.
no, it was much better, and of course that was all the chatter at the pub when we were talking about it. And I think Tony, you and the missus were driving. You guys were driving at that point, weren't you? Or you were almost home, or you were already at your gig. I can't remember now.
We left pretty early Saturday morning, and I had to get back. I had to get back from my gig, and I wanted to. We did it in one hit. We didn't even stop. So we did the 4-hour drive without a stop, and we got home, and I just wanted a few hours to recuperate before I went out and played my gig. And we did about 2.5 hours set. We had a break in the middle, but we did about 2.5 hours of songs, and I was pretty knackered by the end of the day.
In fact, Mrs. Beatles messaged us and said, "Hey, after you've left Macca's gig, can you help us pack up the gig down here at Tony's?" And we said, "We'll be right down. You got it."
Yeah, that's the worst thing when you've finished and you're knackered.
Especially when you're a drummer, because it's always you.
Especially when you're the drummer, you've got the most gear. And, Yeah.
You've got no Neil. You've got no Neil or Mal to carry your stuff for you.
Yeah. Beatles Home, what is your impression of the different track lists on? Yeah, I liked them. I liked hearing the stuff, in a different order with the singles and the B-sides and stuff like that. I know you can create this, you can create that with a playlist these days, but it was different. They sounded different, and just Meet the Beatles. Just it was just so in your face. It kind of reminded me of a British punk band in the the late 70s. It was kind of fast and furious and in your face, and really I like. I'm glad I got them. They are Heidi. It's the instrument that people that those of us that aren't talented enough to learn the guitar or the piano play, because you just have to hit things.
So Andy, was Now and Then a nice treat to see him do Now and Then?
Well, for sure, it was clearly a highlight. Now and Then, to hear Now and Then in the second row, I mean, to hear it at all, but to watch that song performed in the second row and so close to him, dream come true to see that song played live. And one of the biggest takeaways from the shows and seeing Paul so up close is his acceptance of mortality, right? And we did something really special at the second gig, and I think Tony, you might have seen this. They handed out these flyers, which were double-sided. There was a heart on one side, and then on the other side, it was like a megaphone that you would flip, and it said "na na 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 na" that you were supposed to hold up during "Hey Jude." And I don't know who orchestrated this. I think it was the gig. But we held during Now and somewhere during the show, they said hold this up during Now and Then, and we held everybody in the co-op held up the hearts during Now and Then, and you could see he was so clearly moved by it.
Yeah, I saw the video of that, and he was clearly moved at the end of that song. He sort of elbows on the piano and that sort of stuff. And,
he really was visibly moved by that. You could just tell. And I mean, it just is a personal moment when he sings that last line. It was all for you. I just pointed right to him at the stage. I just pointed right at him.
Yeah,
and because that was just how I felt about it. It's all and I just did that for me.
Yeah.
Bill, I'm very fond of the Rubber Soul US, having grown up with it.
Yeah,
but I don't know if it's the best US song.
Tony, the 18th and 19th. So what? Wednesday and Thursday night are the next two, right?
Yeah, so tomorrow and Thursday. Yeah, and I'm going Thursday.
Any chance you're going to go tomorrow night?
No, there isn't.
100%.
I'm pretty sure. I'm pretty sure. Have you been speaking to Dino?
I have not, no, but
Oh.
you know, your buddy there, Nick, who was Nick Syrett, who was, can I just say, what an absolute blast it's been. It was getting to know him even better this trip. I had met him in February in New York,
Yeah.
and we spent, you know, all 4 days with him. And you know, he's an expat living in the States, and he came back over, and he was like, well, I wasn't going to go, and then he decided to go. He ended up going again.
Yeah, he did.
You know. So it gets contagious to say, "Why, man, I won't go." And even our friend Boyan wasn't going to go to, you know, I think he was only going to go to the London shows at the beginning of the trip, right?
Yeah,
Wasn't that right?
was. Yeah, it was. And he was only going on the Thursday, same as me.
Right. And then he ended up going to both. He ended up going to both.
He went to both in Manchester. As far as I know, he's not going tomorrow. The Wednesday.
No, just the last. So I saw a post on Facebook, and they said the last time Paul played London in 2018, Ringo played with him. Any chance it happens again? Unless Ringo's still in the UK, I doubt it.
If he's still here, yeah, maybe.
Well, these McCartney, I haven't gotten any of the McCartney CDs. I told you I'm cutting back on things, but those are the new McCartney CDs, right? What are they called?
SHMs, and yes, they were. They're still actually sealed. They're in a box still. I'm still, you know, we're only just been back 24 hours. You know, we only just got, so. Tom got his, I saw, and Tony, I know you got them as well. And
no,
not the second batch, but
I haven't got any of them. But funny you should mention it, Elvin, because I did actually order the Wings Over America one a couple of hours ago.
I actually, on this go around, I did not order Wings Greatest or Thrillington because
I wouldn't get Thrillington either, but I just want to hear how they sound, and if they sound significantly better, and the SHM CDs that I've got already do sound better than the ordinary CDs of those albums that I've got. But if they sound significantly better, I might get them. Yeah. I might get the rest. But I've got Wings Over Americas because I thought that was a good price for a double CD.
You know what? And they do sound better. Yeah. If you have cans on, you can notice it straight away.
Yeah,
the difference.
I don't know, guys. I have so many versions of these things. I'm sure you do too. You know, the ones that I got from, was it 93? 1993?
Yes, the ones from Holland or Germany.
With the extra tracks, and then of course the archive series comes out, and then it's like come on, man. I'm getting to that point. I sound like one of the detractors out there of the Beatles shows. But I don't know. But hey, you know, whatever floats your boat. You know, I don't.
Yeah, I mean, people buy what they want to buy, and that's it. It's, you know, there's no point people getting annoyed at people for buying it.
Fantastic.
Ask Andy the man. He was there both nights.
First night I was in the 25th row, just near the front of house sound man Pablo. I was just about 5 rows in front of him, just to the left, which was great, you know. But then second row, we had the whole package, you know, the VIP, sound check, and the swag and all that. And I think Nick said it, and I agree with him. He said he saw Paul 10 years ago, and his voice sounds even better. And let me tell you something. Maybe I'm amazed. He hit those high notes. Okay, yeah, warbly in spots, but when he really hit it on the high notes, he hit it. And there's YouTube videos out of every song, nearly of the whole concert. And I said this to everybody we were traveling with. You look at a set list online, and you're like, nah. But then when you watch it in concert, and I said, we had this conversation with Nick in the hotel, I think the last night, and one of those songs that I thought was kind of tired was like In Spite of All the Danger. But then seeing
it was his favorite, wasn't it?
It was. I think that's got to be one of the highlights for me. Was
I think he pointed out that he really liked that one,
and I agree with him. To see that song played live in front of your face with Paul, 20 feet from you, is something magical. And the fact that it was the first, although he does tell a little bit of a white lie with that story, and it was not a Beatles track, it was a Quarrymen track, and Ringo wasn't even around. So he does tell a little bit of a white lie with that track, but his arrangement of it is so good, and that certainly was a highlight for me. And being so close this time to that big video screen thing that elevates him, which usually, I'm always in the nosebleeds watching it, so but now I'm like, there you are. I almost can't see you.
You can see right up his trouser leg, can't you, from there?
Pretty close, but not as close as the '92. I saw him up close.
No.
That was amazing.
No.
But,
Yeah, that and the Highline Ballroom show and the Secret Gig show and from 2007 when he was really. I was probably closer to him then than a huge arena gig thing. He was only probably about 5 feet away from me back then at that gig, but. Both were fantastic.
I don't think also off the track for you for a minute. I don't think anybody's ever called Rubber Soul like a low rated album ever. So I don't know how it's underrated. It's pretty highly rated.
Yeah.
Soundcheck was fantastic. I didn't hear the night before Soundcheck would have been the one I might have preferred more because he did Temporary Secretary, which he did not do on Saturday. And that was a crazy experience too, just to walk out and he comes out with his little, jacket on and hello sound checkers, and they do a little bit of a jam for 5 minutes and then he just goes right into it, Really cool. Wix, of course, was out there before anybody tuning up and getting everything ready, and Wix, as you know, is the musical director for the whole band.
I saw one sound check in 2017, and the one thing that stands out in my mind from that was that he did the song "Alligator," which is
that
unusual.
Must have been really cool to hear that from.
Yeah, I like that. I like that song from the new album.
Yeah,
the album called "New,"
which he still played, and he played in Soundcheck.
Yeah.
Tony, you're going to experience all this on Thursday when you go.
I know. I mean, I've seen lots of clips from Manchester. This was the comment that I was reading, Heidi's comment, and I've seen it's my all-time favorite as well of his songs, and I can't remember what the first gig was on this tour, but I did a review of it on my channel. Was it Rio? I can't remember, but exactly the same thing. He's not getting every note, but he gets most of them, and he just sounded really great on Maybe I'm Amazed, which in the past has been a little bit of a struggle for him. And I think that he's doing it really well now.
He really is.
And
go ahead, Tony.
Oh, sorry, I was just going to say to Russ, I'm not sure that they are, because I don't really understand how auto-tune works. But to be honest, he's not hitting every note. No. He's not hitting every note. And I think if he had auto-tune, he probably would. So I think what you hear is, his natural voice, the state of it, how it is now. But it is definitely improved. This is like Glastonbury form now. I think on this leg of the tour, it's been sort of Glastonbury level.
Yeah,
I think.
And I'm just so happy that the UK fans have finally gotten an opportunity. Not many, but they've got 4 chances to see him. And it's been so long. He's toured all over the world. The home fans really feel like they haven't had a chance to see him. And I'm just so happy for the UK fans who really have a chance to see him. And no, it's not 20 gigs, but it's 4. And whether you're in the north or the south, or sorry if you're in the Midlands, sorry, you've got to split hairs then and choose. Am I going north? Or, if you're a Brummie, you've got to choose. Am I going south or north? But you've got a chance, and I'm really happy for the UK that he came back. I really am.
Yeah, we are too.
That's the one thing I remember at the sound check. I don't know why I wasn't expecting to go far back, but you are back.
Yeah, you are back, which is fine.
Yeah,
which is fine. I mean, there might have been maybe 150 people in sound check. Maybe it was not that many.
Yeah, I'm not sure why they put you that far back though. I don't understand why they don't.
Safety reasons.
Maybe.
Well, then again, if you're at an actual show, you go up closer than that.
That's true too. Truth be told, I did not realize we were going to be basically halfway through in the middle. It's kind of where we were sitting on Saturday night. Basically, is where Heidi and I were sitting.
Yeah, I mean, I remember when I went to one. I thought I don't know. I just thought it was going to be autograph opportunities. I thought it was going to be more to the front, and that wasn't the case. We back.
Autograph, smartograph. I think autographs are completely overrated. I'd rather
You have one, right? You have one, right?
I have one, so I can say they're overrated. But I'd rather a chance with a handshake and a quick pick. Autographs, I think.
Well, hold on a minute. Hold on a minute. I didn't know because now Anthony will go at it.
Let's go.
Me too. Wait, I didn't realize we had we were doing which we prefer, because I definitely, if you say you can have an autograph or a pick together, and a meeting, I'll take the photograph in the meeting easy, rather do that. But yeah, sometimes what are you going to get these days? An autograph is a P line anyway.
Well, mine was personalized to Andy, so it was a favor. It was a favor called in, and even though I wasn't there for it, I mean, he did do it. But but Tony, you want to see a little bit of a heads up on some swag you're going to get on when you go to the gig on Thursday?
Yeah.
All right. Well, and I'm not one of these Uber fans on the run like Joan Borelli, who was just a pleasure to travel with as well. She's probably got about 50 of these things. You get the tote bag. Okay. Yeah. You get a limited edition. I don't want to call it a lithograph, but just a poster. It's a little beat up, but it's one of 3,000. We'll clean it up and frame it. You get a really nice travel bag. Really nice travel bag, to go on a little short weekend with. Decent size too. All in there. We got a little bit of a neck, lanyard thing to wear.
Yeah.
Which you saw some people wearing. These are like travel bag, like itinerant, like little bags you'd tie onto your suitcase.
All right.
That you'd put on.
No dice in there, right?
I was going to say, they look like they're leftovers from the dice.
They do look like they're left over from the dice, don't they? So that's in there. A magnet of your gig. So you'll get this. This is obviously the 15th of December. So yours will be for London, and this is a magnet that you can just stick on your fridge if you like, and it's customized, which is cool.
Yeah, that's good.
Yeah, and then I think that was it. And then obviously you get your which you've already gotten. You get your you get a commemorative ticket of you, not actually your ticket, but you actually get like a ticket to keep as a keepsake.
Right, nice
right stuff. To keep actually as your show. This is not what you got in with, but this is what you can keep as your kind of memento of the show in a nice little envelope, just like here, like that. So good stuff.
So we've got those already. They've sent those already.
Yeah, this you've got already. But then your actual tickets though are different.
Yeah.
You happen to. I know what you mean. That's a lesser loved song, but I love the song. Wait, myself. It's also from the Help Sessions. That's a leftover
track.
Yeah, and we saw a cover band play that in the Cavern on Thursday night.
Wasn't that great?
They played it really well as well. These kids, they called the Complete Beatles.
Other way around.
The Beatles Complete.
Yes.
Beatles Complete. They were all about 12.
They were
so young. They were so young. So they managed to pull off the sort of the.
They were, and they did two sets starting, and they went from the early stuff and ending in the later stuff. They were absolutely fantastic. They were. Tony was right. They looked like they were about 12 years old. They are Thursday night regulars at the Cavern Club. The proper club across the road on Matthew Street, and Saturday afternoons. Look them up if you're in the UK. Nick, kudos again to Nick, who Nick knew about them. They were absolutely fantastic. They nailed all the parts, and you were in the Cavern Club on a Thursday night, and it might have well felt like it was a Saturday. I mean, jam packed.
It was packed. It's a great gig, like for kids of that age, to have a regular spot at the Cavern. Is a great gig for them. I mean,
totally.
They must be making a fair bit of money at their young and tender age, I would say.
That good for them. I mean, look them up. Yeah. Beatles Complete. They play all over the country. They play as far as Scotland, and they play as far south, even in the southwest. They play, Tony.
Yeah, they're touring, but yeah, they were good.
I just want to say hi, DJ Trish. Yeah, I'm at what I call this place the detention center.
Yeah.
And I'm here every Tuesday night, unfortunately, up till June.
Bad Joe.
I got stuck here. And I'm going to be here also next Tuesday, which is Christmas Eve. I'm going to be here, I think, 4 p.m. Eastern, 4 p.m. till 7 that time. Yeah, I always found it funny that with all the controversy surrounding Run for Your Life, and by the way, there shouldn't be any in my book. It's just a song, for God's sake, these days, and how fans raise an eye towards John. They should also for George, he cites it as his favorite off the album. Yeah.
Yeah.
There you go. Thanks.
Hopefully the queues are not for merchandise are not too as long as as they were for us in Manchester. My God, if there was one theme of the vacation, it was queues for the bathroom, queues for merch, queues to get this, queues for that. Forgot about that stuff. It was a little better with the VIP show, but my God, my legs were killing me.
Yeah, just going back to what Russ said just now. Boyan's from Melbourne, Australia. I'm not joking, Russ. He is the loveliest kid. And Andy will back me up. He's the loveliest kid you could ever wish to meet. Really, really nice. Really, really nice guy.
Genuine young man. And what a guy. What a nice guy who just is just so real and sincere and just loves the same thing that we all did and just traveled halfway across the globe to go do it.
And he's hanging around with all us oldies. He's only 21, and like saying, he's into the same things as us. And he absolutely really pulled out the stops to get me my tickets for Thursday night. He put a lot of work into it. It's so nice of him. And we got me this mug. And he knows Venus and Mars is my favorite Wings album.
Right,
he's taken the Venus and Mars font and put Beatley tone on there.
Unbelievable.
Wait, hold on. I want to blow that up.
Unbelievable. Show it again, Tone. Go ahead.
Oh, yeah.
He did that. That is absolutely awesome. But that's your replacement mug.
Down the side, and he did a similar one for Andy for Red Rose Speedway because he knew that was Andy's favorite album.
Yeah, I'll show that when we do our recap show proper because it's a little harder to see than Tone's. Yeah. But that's your replacement mug. Isn't the first one now a pencil cup holder? No,
it was the handle came off in travel.
Okay.
When he got here, it was the handle had broken off, but I've glued it back on, and it works, and it holds.
Yeah. What do you think of it? I mean, this is what I'm hearing. He's strong. Sometimes his voice is better now than it was in some ways.
I think Paul has perfected a way to sing stronger without straining his vocals. And I think, because if he was just going to try and shout for 3 hours, it'd be gone. I think the man has learned how to sing and pick out the spots during the concert when he needs to push it, like Maybe I'm Amazed, but then still sing pretty strong equally throughout the whole and have a good, strong vocal performance each night. And the fact that he only does a couple, he's not doing 5 gigs a week anymore. So he's really he's spread it out, and
how about something like Blackbird?
Fine. Blackbird was fantastic, beautiful. No, Here Today, fine. I mean, Dance Tonight, fine. Love Me Do was fine. Fantastic. I just saw
set list.
You won't say that. You won't say that if you go to a concert and you're there watching it. I'm telling you. I mean,
well, I've been to concerts. I've been to 11 of them.
Me now too. And I listen. Did I know it was coming? Yeah. Did I know every story that was coming? Yeah. You don't care because you're getting a chance to watch somebody who has put his heart and soul into everything that he's done since he is a teenager. At 82, in the twilight of his years, still going at it because he's doing what he loves. And when you do something you love, it radiates and it comes through the performance.
And I'm with you, Captain Clockwork. I love the Capitol albums, the U.S. albums.
Quick, this Heidi's talking about the Beatles complete. Yeah.
Yeah, back to that, right? Because I'm sorry because I couldn't get the comments up.
You're all right. I want to just go to a comment you have. Beetle Eddie asked, are UK monies less than the US? Yes, they are. Yes, they are. And that's one of the reasons why the MVP and I decided to go. Because in this country, what we saw would have been 5 times the price.
I was going to ask. I was going, but I didn't want to. I don't want to go there.
5, it would have been easily 3, 4, 5 times the price. Easily.
Wow.
Well, I got to tell you, I'm not interested in concert for Bangladesh. Really, not too much. I don't know. I mean,
I'm interested in it, especially if they put both shows out. That makes it viable for me. And cleaned up, remixed, cleaned up in both shows.
It'll be great. It just seems there's so much more they could do right now. Like, we've already kind of revisited Bangladesh when it got a DVD release in 05. Like, okay, we're going to go back to that again.
I'd rather get something for the Dark Horse.
We say 05 because it's recent memory, but it is 20 years ago, isn't it?
I know. We had this conversation when we were over there. Remember when we were in the cavern, Tony? We said recent for Paul. Like, Driving Rain is like a recent album. Remember we were in the corner?
Well, it suddenly struck me that, what I would consider a recent album like Driving Rain, Boyan, who was with us, wasn't even born when that came out.
Right. Yeah, that's amazing.
Because he wasn't born till 2003.
I know.
I know that Wonderful Christmas Time has been done before. It's not the first time.
Yeah, and he's done it at the O2 as well before. He's done Malakintyre as well at the O2.
Maybe Tony, maybe you'll get both, man, and you'll have a story for us.
Maybe.
Yeah. And Jones up to show number 98 after the O2 gig. Doesn't Joan always say that though, Heidi?
I don't know her well enough to know.
She would know.
But she's been into like 100 shows?
Almost.
Yeah.
The Thursday show will be show number 100 for Joan.
Well, I think she said,
right.
She said her first gig was the Philly gig on Wings Over America tour.
Yeah.
I think it was May 1976. So she was 16 then, and well, she probably can't remember how he sang then, but he was clearly fantastic on that tour.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh man, that's great! You were at the Bangladesh show. I was only 9 years old, so
wow. Yeah.
So, and Andy wasn't born yet.
No, not for a long while.
Yeah, perspectives do change. Yeah, I do like that demo. One of the boys. That's nice demo. John Lennon. So we're kind of caught up with the comments. I wonder why Peter Jackson is working on the film part of Bangladesh. Look, if there's something different they can do with the film, fine. Like I think I've said this somewhere before. Personally, I'm not interested in listening to Bangladesh. I have an old CD, 2 CD, whatever it is, but I rather watch it. A lot of times with concerts, I rather view it, on a DVD, Blu-ray, whatever, rather than just listen to it. That's just me with concerts.
Yeah,
I get it.
I do as well. But for me, records stand up much more to repeat plays than films do. For me, and play records endless amount of time.
Anytime,
with films, once I've seen them 2 or 3 times, I probably don't want to see them again.
Oh, really? Well,
unless
that's
they're
true.
really outstanding. Unless they're really outstanding. I mean, to be fair, I've watched Get Back 3 times, to be honest.
Right. Well, that requires at least 3.
Well, like Concert for George. Like I'd rather watch it.
Yeah.
On the whole thing, presentation, rather than just listen to the audio.
Concert for George is one that you could watch over and over again, though.
I watch it. I watch it at least once a year.
At least once a year.
Really
rock show. I could watch a couple of times over because, especially once it got cleaned up on Blu-ray. Want to highlight Beatles' question there, or go ahead before?
I do like Miss Odell. It's a fun B-side.
Yeah, it's fun. Yeah.
Yeah. You are saying Andy's second row like you have in New York could be like at least. Yeah.
And I was wondering. I said, "Wow, how they get VIP?"
I can tell you. Listen, I'm not going to tell you how much it was, but it wasn't that much.
Great car CD. Well, even that, like, I really wish the Harrisons would try to do something visually. I've said this before with the 1991 Japan mini tour with George, because there are clips of it, that you see, like they're on one of the, what is it, the DVD compilation, Best of George, Dark Horse or something, George in Japan in 91. There are some performances. But I don't know if there's a whole show, but they could make a nice documentary anyway. There's interviews with him and Clapton in 91, arriving in Tokyo or Japan, whatever place in Japan they played, different places. Yeah. I think they did 10 dates. But the thing is, you could make a documentary, if nothing else. If you can't do a whole concert, you could make a nice presentation. George in Japan in 91.
Or how about George's last concert ever there in the UK, which Tony was at?
That's what we always tell. That's even right better. And don't they have that though, right? Don't they have that incomplete?
There is. I think it's just a fan taken. It's not official because the picture quality is not great and the sound.
No.
So I think it's just someone's managed to sneak a.
That's a 92, isn't it?
Yes. Yeah, 92. Yeah. April 92.
Natural Law Party.
Yeah. It's his only full gig that he ever did in the UK as a solo artist.
That's amazing.
I know. So when he said he's had enough of touring in 66, he meant it.
Yeah. The George Fest tribute thing. I still have never. I have the. I'm not.
That's something up in. That's something up in Connecticut or up in the northeast of the states.
I seem to remember the ending being different. Don't know.
Tone, I don't know if you have these already, but are you gonna grab the coasters for your merch when you go, or you got them already?
Oh, I haven't. No, I haven't. I haven't got them. How much were they?
£25.
Oh, okay.
For the 4.
All right, that's not too bad.
Yeah,
I probably will then. Yeah.
So it's our only inkling.
They were $50, weren't they?
I like the back to the egg one
on the US leg.
Yeah, this is our only acknowledgement, ladies and gentlemen, of Paul acknowledging London Town and Back to the Egg.
He remembers them.
That's it. This is it. This is all you got, people. Are these two things?
So we better grab them just in case. In case they never see the light of day.
That's it. That's it. But some nice stuff. I got the hoodie.
Yeah, that looks nice.
Yeah,
that looks nice.
There, we got that. It was decently priced as well. Again, cheaper. And again, you've got to weigh the pound against the dollar, and the pound isn't sinking in this case.
Yeah.
Yap.
Okay. It's definitely an audience shot full George show from Japan that is on YouTube. Full George show. Well, that's the other thing, the quality too. If it's from the audience, not, it's. But there are there's pro shot songs of George that on that DVD, and I don't know if it's the Best of the Dark Horse years. I forget what it's called.
The DVD that was in the box set.
Yeah.
No, it was it was a standalone thing.
Oh, was it?
Oh, come on, Beatles fans. Yeah, it's a DVD. I forget what it is. It's George promo videos, and it contains a few songs: Taxman, Devil's Radio, Cloud 9, Cheer Down. I'm saying like 4 songs, and they're professionally shot. And there are bonuses on this DVD. There was an Elvis virtual tour, Michael Jackson. If there was a Beatles AI,
no. Absolutely.
I say no right now.
No. That's the buck stops there, and I don't think they would. I don't think their estates would go for it either.
How about George Harrison, 1976, Fort Worth? I'm not familiar with it.
What's that?
A bootleg?
I guess. Wait a minute. Was he played a show in '76?
No.
Oh. Yeah, I still have to. Doesn't Danny Harrison do Savoy Truffle or something?
Yes.
Hello.
Yes.
Hi, Laura. I suppose still waiting.
Okay, I don't know.
I don't know.
Oh, 74. That's different.
Oh, sorry.
1974, George. Fort Worth, Texas.
I think flags. He's had the Pride flag. He had the British flag, and I think he had the Irish flag.
He had the Irish flag as well.
Manchester.
Yes, he did.
I know I know that I've read it 17 times already, and I know that Andy is coming along with the McCartney Legacy too.
Yep, about halfway done with it.
Yeah, I got it 17 reads already.
What?
I read it 17 times already. Yeah.
Oh,
17 words.
Yes.
17 words. Okay.
17 times. No, that's for my fans out there. You know who you are.
Yeah.
No, it's good. Tony did a nice video promoting it. Thank you, Tony.
Yeah.
Toronto 74 was completely filmed. I'm talking about Georgie. Boy, it's got a little lull in here.
How do we pronounce that name then? Mr.
I don't know how. It's
Mixie Pix, is it?
Mr. Mixie, whatever.
It's supposed to be a comic book character, I believe.
Peace and love, Mister. Or Mrs. or whatever.
Sure. Alrighty. Come on, folks, help us out here.
Wind it up, or I'm out.
I gotta go. I have to go at least by myself for at least for another 45 minutes or so.
Beetle Eddie is asking if I've ever seen Led Zeppelin. I think I saw.
I don't know where the heck that is. Well, all right.
Just at the top.
Oh, there it is. I like to highlight.
No, I haven't.
You make me go through all that.
I haven't seen them. But I did.
They're very good live. Well, I mean, I like Zeppelin.
I did see Robert Plant at the concert for Campuchia because he came on and he played with Rockpile, if I remember rightly, on the Wings night. It was Rockpile, Elvis Costello, and Wings, and I think Robert Plant came out and did Little Sister with Rockpile. But I do have all of Led Zeppelin's studio albums, but I've never seen them live.
I know Andy wants to go to Nashville to see Ringo. I know.
I'd go.
Oh, I was kidding. All right.
No, I would absolutely. Are you kidding? I would go in a heartbeat. I'm all. You know, I enjoyed Crooked Boy for them. I would go. I'm very optimistic for this album. We're not going to review it. We're not going to review it on our show. You know, obviously, because we're a Paul podcast. But I'm all in. I bought the vinyl, the whole nine. Not the hat though. No,
not the hat.
I don't know. Let's let Mr. M tell us where he's from. Oh, there it is. Arch nemesis, more like a troublemaker than a villain. Well, that's not a troublemaker. That's why I'm a Marvel man. You know, DC is too much for kids. Yes, I haven't watched the shit. I don't know if I want to watch it because I don't want to hear Julian cry anymore. I don't know, but maybe he's gotten better about it. Julian with Joe Rogan. Good to see Ghosty here. Hello, Ghosty. What's the gripe of the week?
Hello, Ghosty.
Yeah, every time I turn your show on, it's a best of. Every time. Tony, I catch the wrong ones.
Tony, you know that question I messaged everybody earlier, looking for a certain something if it was out there, and I've got it. I found it.
You got it. Okay,
it's out there. I'll share it. It's
I'm thinking at this point, I'm guessing it'll be the Lewison book before the Back to the Egg. Although I'm still not giving up hope. I still believe we're gonna get at least the last two Wings albums that we don't have. I'm still having hope for it. I place it pretty highly, Girls' School, in the pantheon of Paul's rockers.
Way up there.
Yeah.
Way up there.
Yeah. I'm going to have to do that. I'm going to have to do a video one day doing Paul's rockers ranked. Rank the rockers, the heavy solo rockers. Let's see. When you say, what did you think about Manchester? Did you mean the show again, or Manchester in general?
Manchester. Oh, I think he might mean Manchester in general. Bigger. I think it's bigger than Liverpool. We had spent just Saturday and Sunday in Manchester proper because we didn't want to do all the traveling because the gigs were on those days. So we got to do a little bit of exploring, walking around. I got to meet up with Adrian Sinclair, co-author of the McCartney Legacy, and his wife. And we walked around Manchester, and they had all these nice Christmas tree shops and stuff. It was bitterly cold, though, and I couldn't get over. I forgot how dark it gets in the UK in December. Jesus Christ. 3:15, and we're walking around, and I'm like, is it 3:15 in the afternoon, or is it 7:45 at night? Yeah. Damn, that was hard to get used to. But I enjoyed it. Lots of pubs, lots of shopping, loads of crowds. I mean, it took us forever to go, from the hotel to, Boyan and I were looking for a record shop, which was only a mile and a half away. And I think it took us nearly a half hour in a cab to go a mile and a half.
Yeah. Oh, blimey.
Jam-packed. But
did you buy anything?
No, it was absolutely crowded. It was a record store like in a thrift shop with 100 stores, and you could ask Boyan. They had absolutely nothing in there worthwhile. So we said, we'll just save it for the gig,
Yeah.
But we did find a Primark because, as it turned out, we needed a second suitcase to carry our stuff back home to America.
All the stuff that you'd bought.
Yes, yeah. Heidi, me, and Boyan ventured through the streets of Manchester and finally found a Primark and said, "Where's the suitcases?" Found one, and then we were able to get back into the.
That's why you need the Egypt Station suitcase.
Well, I didn't get that.
Yeah, me either. Tom had one.
He does.
By the way, there's a lot of hopes, but one of the ones that I'm excited about hasn't Sean Lennon said there's going to be the 1-to-1 concert?
Yeah,
done. He has. Yeah.
That's one. How about Man on the Run?
It's been
End of 25.
Yeah. It's been remixed by Paul Hicks and Sean Lennon, supervising. We don't know what he's done, whether he's done both the shows and the rehearsals. I don't know. We'll have to wait and see.
Well, I'll take Rubber Soul too, although I'm not as excited about Rubber Soul as some of the solo projects, to be honest with you.
No, we've already had 7 songs remixed.
Yeah. But I'll bet we're going to get that. And I'm pretty sure it's not official, but it's somewhat known that there's going to be something for Anthology.
Yeah.
The anniversary of Anthology. I expect it to be a decent year.
Yeah.
So. And a new Paul album, studio album. Yes. Andy, Paul, man.
That's what we hear.
Yeah. I hope so, because he's been talking about it. I thought it might make it by the end of this year, but it's okay.
Yeah, 2025.
What do we got here? Post Beatles. Lots of time had 2 Beatles on record in the post Beatles, like John and George and Paul. Ringo, was there ever a time that 3 were on the same record? Well, I'm thinking of Ringo's album, but are there ever 3? Well, there were 3 Beatles on there.
Yeah. There was 3 of them on all those years.
All those years ago.
Sure.
Yeah. Paul, George, and Ringo were on that.
Good, nice one.
Yeah.
You could barely hear him. Somebody asked me if I liked Slade before, and I was thinking I think the Runaways did covers of a couple of songs. Right. So I don't like Slade by himself.
I
No,
I I really like XTC. I've got quite a lot of
XTC.
their albums. Yeah, very very clever band. I don't know who's NRBQ. Try to work it out. It's very late for me. It's 1:15.
It's very
Yeah,
late.
I
It's
know.
very
I
late for
know.
me, and it's 8:15.
By the way, yeah, Ghosty says I'd like to see something Shay related next year. They haven't said it. I haven't heard nothing, Ghosty, but I got to tell you, you, me, and everybody else. I mean, would like to see something done with that, And I keep saying, even if they could make again a pretty outstanding documentary with it. They have footage of the concert itself cleaned up, but they also have the Beatles, that arriving and in the plane and the dugout, the fans. They have stuff with the fans. They have the opening acts. They could really make a nice documentary about the whole experience, not just the show straight, but everything. I really wish they would really concentrate on that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I understand. Peter Julian was
Joe, I'm going to sign off soon. All right, bud.
okay. I'm happy you were able to make it.
Yeah.
And as I say, no. Hey, if all these got to leave me alone, that's fine because I'll still hold the fort with the questions.
No, I appreciate the invite, and I was not.
I think last week I came on alone anyway. But the thing is, what I'm trying to do, not so much next to Christmas Eve here, next Thursday, but I'm trying to make Tuesdays more or less an open Beatles night, and that means that anybody, you come on one show, you come on 10 shows, you come on no shows, whatever. One every 17 shows you show up on. It doesn't matter.
No, yeah.
I just want everybody to know it's open.
No, thank you. Thank you for the open invite. If I can make it.
There's a lot of stuff. We all have stuff to do. And Tone, man, I don't know how you do it with the hours over there past midnight.
He's a musician, Joe. He's a musician.
Yeah,
so he's used to getting in late.
I'm all right.
Yeah, thank you. It's great to get people together. I like it. I like that when you can do that.
So. All right, Joe, Tone.
Okay, Andy, thank you for stopping by.
Yeah,
No problem,
see you,
guys.
Andy.
We'll talk, Tony. We'll talk, and Joe. Thank you for the invite as always, and everybody
All right.
for your comments. Thank you very much, and look out for Two. We got some pictures and videos from our travels that are going to be going up on the Two Legs page later.
Two
today.
Legs. That's the name of the show. YouTube.
Thanks, guys. Have a good night.
See you, Andy. Night, mate.
Bye
bye. Maybe they'll do something with the anthology albums and film in 2025. Well, I don't know. I hope they would. They could redo "Free as a Bird" and "Real Love." I think even better than they were.
Yeah, that's something that's needed. Should have been on the Blue album. Those two remix.
Yeah. I would have liked an EP or something, but I don't know. Do you have a favorite clip from John's Imagine film? I like the "How Do You Sleep" clip. Are we talking about Imagine John Lennon?
When he swears that clip. You're talking about the "Give Me Some Truth" where the one.
Well, there's so many John Lennon things. Like when you say Imagine film, there's one in 1988, Imagine John Lennon, the documentary.
Yeah. And then
I do like the clip of him screaming at the guy about Oyoko. That's what you mean. There's a lot of him yelling, or at the reporter.
Yeah, I mean, the one where they're actually making the album in Tittenhurst Park. I mean, over here, that's called "Give Me Some Truth." That film.
Yeah, "Give Me Some Truth," and then there's "Above Us Only Sky."
Yeah, and it's fascinating and fantastic at the same time. Yeah.
Oh yeah, I like the "How Do You Sleep" stuff. I do, and that's not. I just think it's a cool track. I know it's not just because it's Paul. It's about Paul. I would like to see footage of full shows all together. We have Washington 64, Australia 64, the whole list here. I would. They could do a lot more with the live stuff.
Yeah.
Agreed?
I do, and I think. I mean, I'm sure there were lots of shows that were filmed, but you have to remember that the set didn't change that much, through those years. So they're going to have lots of recordings of them doing the same songs. Things like Twist and Shout was there, in the beginning and in the end and stuff like that. So maybe they can do some sort of compilation where they can pick like the best versions of of songs from different concerts. And
well, that's what I would like. I don't need the whole concert. Like for example, this is off the top of my head. Like you have them doing "You Can't Do That" in Australia, doing "I'm a Loser" in Paris. Which if Ghosty is still here, by the way, a good set. I listened to a show the other night with Paris 64 and 65. Very well done.
Yeah.
By the way,
maybe something from like Budokan in '66. In Japan, and it'd be great.
You get different stuff there. You get Dizzy Miss Lizzie at Shea Stadium. That's a little different for them. You could make a nice compilation, a movie with a bunch of stuff compiled, the best live stuff, which is what I think a lot of people thought 8 days a week was going to be more like that, and it wasn't really. But Ringo's album coming out January 10th. His country album. Help me again because I forgot the name. Look up. I think is the name of it. Yeah, that's a great clip too with the guy.
That is. Yeah. And he brings him in and gives him soup, doesn't he? And
yeah. I think that's one of the. I mean, it's the worst. One of their worst performances. I use that term. That's captured on like film or video. Whatever it is.
Already. What, the Budokan one? 67?
Yeah.
Oh, really?
They don't play that well, in my opinion. But the thing is, I've heard worse. I've heard worse of some audio bootlegs, and I'm trying to think. I don't know which one I have all kinds of them. I don't remember which one was the worst one. What was a Vancouver one or Texas one, Houston? I can't remember where they really like joking around and laughing and goofing off during the song. Oh, we have a guest here. I didn't even notice until now. Okay.
Who's it going to be?
It's going to be none other than Kit O'Toole. Okay.
Hi.
Howdy.
How's it going, guys?
Yeah, it's good.
Going good. Glad you're able to join us here.
Yes. Well, I was recording an episode. That shows how old I am. I was recording an episode of Toppermost of the Poppermost this afternoon, and the recording went longer than I expected, so I had to grab dinner and with my folks and everything, so I was a bit late. So, but glad you guys are still on, so I could jump in. So.
Sounds like me making a video as well. It's all right. I'll only be about half an hour. 4 hours later, take 37.
We should do a show one day just talking about what it's like to record stuff and everything and make, whether it's audio, video, whatever it is. Man, I'm doing mine and I got the train going by and what I hate is that because I have people upstairs, it'll be quiet. Nobody's here. And for an hour, I'm preparing, I'm getting ready, I'm shaving, whatever I do, I get myself together, I get some notes, I'm all ready, I put up my notes, I'm ready, all of a sudden they come home. Yeah. Or whatever. I think or the other day they were sleeping it was late. And by the time I got ready to shoot, like in the morning, like 10 a.m. or something, they all get up. And that's when you hear the toilet flushing and the shower going on and footsteps. I'm like, you son of a, and it's like,
Well, in our case, we were working on our January 1965 show, and we were working on the UK charts first. And there actually weren't as many songs. So we're like, oh, great. This will be shorter. We won't be doing as long a show as we didn't have as many songs to cover because we either had covered them already or, there just weren't as many. So we're like, fine, this won't be long. You know, well, once we get to blah blah blah, and and talking about songs like "Tired of Waiting for You" by the Kinks, and we all get to talking about it. No, we're just like, oh, that was like 3 hours. Whoops.
Look out.
And talking about features and all. Hi, everybody. I know there are a lot of people
saying, a lot of hellos.
Hello.
By the way, I'm going to disagree with this. Oops. Well, a couple of things bother me about it. I love criticizing. I love complimenting and criticizing. The thing about the Ringo cover is, first of all, the last cover, Crooked Boy, was black and white. You got 2 black and white covers back to back. It kind of bugs me a little bit. But also, it reminds me kind of in a way of McCartney 3 in the back with Paul's profile or something. I don't know. He's got a cowboy hat on. Ringo does. At least that's
cool. Yep, that's very cool. So no, I like the cover for Look Up. I can't wait to hear the whole thing.
No women, you don't know. How about if I needed someone? Come on, man. Budokan, man. Bro. I mean, I'm glad to have it, but
that's beautiful.
Very nice.
That was beautiful.
You are. Oh boy.
Oh man.
66. There's an audio of the complete show with all the opening acts. Boing. Left New York City after 30 years. I don't miss hearing my neighbor's noises at all.
I bet. Yes, James, my classes are on Zoom because, I actually don't live near Monmouth. I'm in Chicago. So although I will be going in May of next year, I'll be doing a live record club there. So if you're there, hope you'll come see me. There'll be more details about that, obviously a lot closer to the date, because but as far as my classes, I'll be I already have posted information about that online, but in May it's going to be the 100th episode of Record Club, and it's going to be Michael Jackson's Off the Wall album, and so I'm going to be there in person to talk about it. I guess who better to do that than me? And so I'm going to be there. So hope to see you there. I'll be posting more information, as I said, closer to the time. But yes, my classes are on Zoom. So I hope to see you all for, I think it's January 23rd and 30th. I'm going to be doing a yacht rock class because everybody was buzzing about that documentary, which was great. And so I thought, hey, what better time to do a class on yacht rock than now? So it'll be a lot of fun.
Did somebody get on your case about Steely Dan or something?
Oh, yeah. It was, I think, was it during our last Talk More Talk? I forget.
Maybe that's what it was.
Yeah, I think that was where somebody yelled at me that Steely Dan was not yacht rock. I didn't say it was. I said they were kind of the DNA of yacht rock because they brought in a jazz influence into rock, and that is part of the DNA of yacht rock. I didn't say they were a yacht rock band.
Yeah, take it easy.
Relax.
It's back to the Ringo cover, the new one. It's a stylish cover. It looks like someone different has been involved. Yeah, I don't know if it's true, but they said, Ringo, keep the peace sign out of it.
Yes, that's right. No peace sign this time.
I'll give you that.
Mm-hmm.
This is none other than Anthony, by the way. My friend Anthony.
Oh, Anthony.
Okay.
Hope to meet him in person one of these days.
I'm supposed to see him tomorrow, I think. Is tomorrow? Yeah, supposed to see Anthony tomorrow. They should make a holiday CD with Wonderful Christmas Time, Happy Christmases, etc. Ding dong. Come on, Christmas. Jeez. Christmas messages. All right, Anthony.
Yeah. I buy that.
Is that how he pronounces his name? Anthony. Rather than
no, it's
rather than Anthony, because I'm Anthony as well. That's my proper name. Is Anthony?
Right.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, Tony is
Tony,
Anthony. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I'm Anthony. My mum always used to call me Anthony. She refused to call me Tony. But
it's supposed to be Anthony is Anthony, but he kind of do it like a nickname, like, hey, Anthony.
Anthony, right? Yeah.
Was that like the New York kind of, or
I think that's the gag. In
Yep.
fact, I got it once. He called himself that once. I think I don't know. Like he goes, hey, he called up or something. Hey, it's Anthony, like that. So I said, oh, I'm going to start calling you that.
Anthony.
Okay, Queen.
Antmy.
How's the McCartney Legacy 2 going along?
Mhm.
Funny that a lot of people are asking about that.
Yep.
It's very interesting.
Yeah, I'm starting it because I was so busy with my funk class, and it just finished like last week. So I'm just starting to get into it. But interesting. Who reads the audio? I'm curious. Is it Alan or Adrian, or is it?
I don't know. I don't think so.
Okay.
I don't think so.
I'm just curious.
I haven't heard the audio on 2 yet, but I did get the audio book for 1.
Okay.
I'm guessing it's the same guy.
Mhm.
Probably.
Well, Beatles aside, I mean, it's not a band, but Stevie Wonder.
Yeah.
That's my other, artist, I guess. So not a band, but Stevie Wonder's my other all-time favorite, hands down.
Yeah, it's so hard for me to pick a number 2 because I've got so many bands. I like I like the Stones, I like the Who, I like an American band that never really made it over here called Fountains of Wayne. I like them a lot.
Oh, Fountains of Wayne, yeah.
Yep. See, they never really made it here.
No, really.
They were bigger in the States, but they weren't massive in the States either.
No, they really just had, I think, just the one hit, Stacey's Mom.
Yeah, every one of their albums is superb, really good.
Superb.
A band called the Jam, who came out of the punk scene in the UK, but they were really kind of a mod band with Paul Weller, and he went on to be in the Style Council, who I also love, and he's now, he's made probably about 20 solo albums. He's like Paul; he's had 3 separate careers, if you like, but like Paul McCartney. But loads of bands. 10cc I used to love.
Yep.
Elvis Costello, big fan of Elvis.
Oh, me too. I love Elvis Costello. I saw him live several times.
Call yourself Declan McManus. There's one Elvis already.
Yeah.
I'm not a fan, but I do like the Rolling Stones. That's my second favorite. And I could name a lot of other bands. Tom Petty and Heartbreakers. A lot of
a lot of their records as well. Yeah.
Yep. You talked about Fountains of Wayne. Yeah, one band that I think America missed the boat on, and they were bigger in Britain. I love Level 42.
Okay.
I'm a big fan of
that sort of funky rock.
That funky stuff. We totally missed the boat on them. They had like a couple of hits here and then vanished. Yeah, we were idiots when it came to Level 42.
Yeah, I always used to see the Fountains of Wayne whenever they come to the UK, but they'd only really do about 2 or 3 gigs in the UK. They do one in London, one in Manchester, one in Scotland, and I think they used to do Dublin, and then they went home. And when they played live, they never played very long, probably about an hour and 20 minutes or something was their set. But they were such a great band.
Yeah.
The bass player unfortunately died during COVID.
Yes, that's right.
Adam Schlesinger, very talented guy.
Yes, he was. Yeah, I agree. That's a good question. Were the Beatles the only ones doing those deep bows when they performed?
Wow, that's an interesting question. I don't know.
I can't think of anyone else.
Is that a Brian Epstein thing?
Yeah, I was just going to say.
I think it was.
It's definitely an Epstein thing. So maybe he made the other bands in his stable do that as well. I can't recall them doing it, but but if you've seen Jerry and the Pacemakers or Billy J. Kramer, I don't know if they the Dakotas, I don't know if they bowed at the end of their song.
Yep. Yeah, and I'm wondering if that was borrowed, like if Brian got that from like theater, because he was a big theater fan. If he got that from the end of performances like plays or something, whenever they all bowed at the end, maybe that.
Yes, that's a nice touch. I think it's classy.
Yeah. Oh, it is. And my God, by the time the Beatles came on, every band was doing that. Just another way they stood out. But that's a really good question, because I was thinking about that, as I was reading it, and I'm like, that's I mean, I thought about bands. I'm like, nope, I think the Beatles did it first. Thinking about other
I'm
bands
pretty
like,
sure they did it first, but
yeah.
I'm just wondering. I think it wasn't, an Epstein thing, and maybe he got his other bands to do it as well.
Mm-hmm.
Well, you have a different song tone that you would like to see Paul perform?
On Thursday, or is this fancy? Because I suppose
Thursday.
we're doing a video with Ken tonight, but he had internet problems, and we had to choose 5 songs that he's never played live that we'd like to see him play live, and then pick a couple that he has played live but he's since dropped, hasn't played for a long time, that we like to see him bring back. But if you're talking about songs that he could do realistically, I don't know. Because mine would probably be the ones that I'd want him to do might be like a little bit of a stretch for him now. I mean, I'd love to see him do something like, No More Lonely Nights or Once Upon a Long Ago. But my number one thing that I'd love to have seen him do live, Backseat of My Car.
Yeah.
That is what I would love to see him do live. But
That'd be cool.
I think that's a bit of a stretch for him now. And obviously it's not the same, without Linda's vocals, without a female voice on there.
Yeah.
It wouldn't sound the same. And I think that's why he's kind of, he's because, he's doing Let 'Em In at the moment. If there was a female voice there, great as the band are at providing backup vocals, it wouldn't sound the same. I'm talking about Silly Love Songs. He could easily, do that. That would be a fantastic song to do.
Oh, you definitely have to have Linda for that, I think.
It wouldn't be the same without Linda, I don't think.
But like I always wanted Uncle Albert,
Mm-hmm.
but without Linda, and then again, unless they can make it work, somehow. With the other guys.
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah.
I mean, Abe is an incredible singer. He's a very, very good singer.
Yep.
What else do we have here? You see anything? Only one. I'm like, I love Cafe on the Left Bank. That's for sure.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's been one of my picks as well.
I'll pick Getting Closer. I always say Getting Closer. I like to see him do.
Yeah, well, I've seen him do Getting Closer.
Mm.
4 times, actually. He did it on the 79 tour.
Yeah.
Oh, wow. You saw him on the 79 tour?
Yeah. I saw 4 gigs on the 79. That was my first time.
Oh, wow.
I saw 3 on the normal tour, and I went to the concert for Cambodia, the Wings night, on that tour, which was almost the same set. There was a few variations, nothing new, but I think he dropped about three songs, and then the encore he had the Rockestra come on, so he did I think he did about 6. They did about a 6-song encore, I think.
Wow. Oh, because I would love, that'd probably be my pick. Many of the songs from Back to the Ag I would take.
Yeah, I love that. And the thing is, if he's going to do a song, no offense to Denny, but I wouldn't want it to be again and again and again. I'd rather it be a Paul song if he's going to do one. How about Arrow Through Me or something?
That would be my pick, Arrow Through Me. I love that song.
Yeah, he did that on the 79 tour as well.
Oh.
Yeah.
I would love if I could pick only one, but if he could realistically do it, I would actually have Old Siam, Sir. But the thing is, which I know he's done, he did that in 79, but sometimes he can do the rockers, We've heard him do like High, High, High.
Mm-hmm.
And he can sometimes do that voice.
Yeah, he can. In fact, I think that when he's doing those sort of throaty vocals, I think he finds that easier now than doing the ballads, where his voice is more exposed. On the quieter songs, like Here Today and stuff like that.
I wonder I was reading this before. I'm wondering if I agree with that. The worst live Beatles song has to be Babies in Black. Why they would play a slow waltz in concert with harmonies that are hard to do, terrible. I don't mind them doing that live.
No, it's a change of pace. I don't know about that. I like the song. It's a different. I'm not saying it's my all-time favorite, but it's a change of pace. I don't really mind that.
I'm trying to now they got me thinking of, like, out of those songs they did perform live, which one would be the worst if there is such a thing. I'm trying to think.
Yeah, I know. I'm trying to think what would be a song that I thought, oh, terrible choice. I can't really think of one.
Well, Dizzy Miss Lizzie for me.
Really?
I think it's great on Shay.
Yeah, I'm not a fan of Dizzy Miss Lizzie.
You know, a lot of people turned me off to that song. I used to love that song, and now people have turned me off to it.
Yeah, it's not my. I mean, it's not high ranking up there for me. I mean, Long Tall Sally is way better. If you're talking about,
I prefer John singing it.
Like those, you know, yeah. Well,
I'm a John fan. That's why I like. But I like and regardless of the recording of it or whatever, I like it at Shay. You know, they do it at Shay.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. But I guess there's, you know, there are other songs I'd pick over Dizzy Miss Lizzie. That's true.
Yeah.
Paperback Writer. Yeah.
That's a hard live song, especially when you can't hear yourself because the harmonies are very complex.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, that's true. They didn't always pull off the harmonies live.
They didn't do it so good, but in fairness, though, I mean, in Japan, I don't think they didn't have any loud crowd. They didn't scream there like as bad as they did elsewhere, right? Or am I?
No, I think they were more restrained there. That's true.
I mean, they did. I mean, I remember hearing. I mean, I used to play the audio bootleg all the time, so yeah, I do hear some screams in there. But I think they were a little more reserved.
Oh, yeah. Mm-hmm.
Until there was you. No, I'm sorry. I got no need for that. I'm sorry. You know, I really don't. All spotlighted, you all cuddly and everything.
Oh, come on. It's cute, Paul. Come on. Where's your heart, Joe?
There was you. I got heart. There's other stuff.
I'm just kidding.
I know you're kidding, but I always got to defend myself because people would always do that. They would say, like, I don't know. With movies, I used to say with movies, like I'd be watching movies with a guy and I'd watch a movie and you don't like the movie. I guess you don't like Westerns then. I guess. Well, because I didn't like your Western?
Yep.
I know you're kidding. But.
They were smart to do that song, though, on the Ed Sullivan Show. I think that was a brilliant.
No, well, yeah. It was just that I can't stand the moment when he does it. Like, in other words, it's smart. It's a good idea to have done it. But I personally don't need it.
Mm-hmm.
Rory's right. He's talking about concert for Bangladesh, concert for Kampuchea. He says Paul wasn't happy with Pete Townsend because he refused to wear. They all came out. The Rockestra. They all came out. Like silver suits and hats.
Well, I gotta say, see, that's why Pete. I know you got to be a rebel and everything. Like, Pete, you're a jerk. Okay, wear the damn suit. Wear the suit. You know what I mean?
Yep.
Jealous.
Hmm.
Yeah, a lot of people have been enjoying some of these capital reissues.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I have not picked those up.
Nor I.
Yeah, they do sound good.
Oh, I hope you're kidding around with this. Oh, that's a rough moment.
Yeah, that was not a favorite of mine. I'm sorry.
I mean, the song.
Yeah.
So what does the panel think of this? So I did a video a couple of weeks ago, talking about what we might get as Beatle fans in 2025. What obviously most of it is speculation because we don't know much that we'll get. There's a couple of things that are nailed on, but there's not much that we know. So just working on, what we've had in the past, what we know, anniversaries, that sort of thing. And the thing in the comments was, tell me what you want to see in 2025. And there was like a lot of shouts for the cleaned up Hamburg tapes. What do you think, guys? Because for me, that's not something that really interests me.
Me either. I've said that from the beginning.
But a lot of people were up for that.
I guess I'm the rebel here. I would like to see that.
Yeah.
Because I find not every song is great. I will admit, although I would love to see them cleaned up so we could really hear them better.
Yeah,
But
I mean,
because I love the I Saw Her Standing There.
Oh, that I like, yeah.
With the Peter gun guitar, as I call it. I love that kind of stuff. And if it could be cleaned up, I mean, and it is a historical document. It's really,
from a historical point of view, it's important. But I mean, I've had that album since it came out in '77, I think it was.
Yeah.
And
all I ever liked was I Saw Her Standing There.
Yeah, and I don't reckon I've played it more than about 10 times.
Yeah, I don't think I played it 10 times. But you know what gets me about? I've said this before. A lot of people, I'll be honest, and they're sour on it, but it's, like you said, historical. To me, if it was with Pete Best and it was 60 or 61 or something, I think it was historical. This is after Love Me Do. This is Ringo on drums. It's after they've gotten past all that, kind of, So for them to be singing that stuff, and I think it was it New Year's Eve rather? It was the end of, it was December. It was late December.
Yeah, I think
almost into 63.
Yeah, but it's the last that we hear of like their older set list.
Well, that's what
screaming and that kind of stuff.
I mean, you could say those songs to hear those songs, but
probably in '61, no one was interested in recording them.
Well, I used to say, no wonder. Look at the material. Some of the material they bought, like the deck auditions and things like that. What are you doing? Did any wonder? I mean, some of that stuff. I mean, I have fun with it. Chic of Araby. People are going to say, "Oh, I love Chic of Araby." I mean, yeah, it's fun, but man, they really took what they started really doing their own kind of thing.
Yeah.
And leaving that stuff behind, stuff like September in the Rain and that stuff.
Yeah.
And when they did the Decca audition, and it's amazing how many lead vocals they gave to George.
Yeah.
In that Decca audition,
it's a good thing.
George was like the star of the Decca audition. I thought,
but he's still like the third best singer in the band, and this is their big shot, and they gave him a lot of songs to sing.
Yeah,
but I mean, I didn't think like Paul. I always say Paul. I don't think he found his sound yet.
No, he sounded nervous.
He
sounded nervous, and as you said, still kind of finding.
Yeah, he's trying to do Elvis a little bit.
Yeah,
Elvis, it's weird,
Exactly. Yeah, I mean, I thought actually George sounded the most confident.
That's what I thought, which is a very unusual.
Yeah. I mean, it's really weird, but he does. I mean, in ways, it kind of saves some of the songs in that. That's true. But no, I would like them to clean up the Hamburg tapes. Yeah, it's multiple gigs.
Talking about Hamburg. We're talking about Hamburg.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, okay.
Yeah. The Hamburg.
Because you got. Well, King Size. I thought. Wait a minute. I'm mixed up. I thought it was King. What's his name? King Size Taylor.
He recorded it, didn't he?
Yeah.
What did he go 5 times or something?
I don't know. We're gonna read all about that in Legacy 2, and their attempts to stop it and all that. I remember that all going on. So we'll probably find out the true story. In this book.
I remember getting a cassette of it, and I think it was called like the Silver Beatles or something in probably 87, 88, something like that, because there were a bunch of different versions of it at like a street fair in the northern suburbs of Chicago. And I was in high school. I was just like starting to learn about the Beatles, and I thought I had really come upon something rare. I mean, it was so funny. I was so excited picking this up, and coming home and listening to this, I was like, oh my God, because of course the quality's terrible and the whole thing. And I was like, what is this? I think I found something really rare.
Yeah.
Uh, you know, I just remember now. My best friend at the time, he got the Hamburg album before I did, and I remember recording off the old rotary phones. He played. I saw her standing there, so I could record it with an audio cassette
Mhm.
off the receiver of the phone. And
Oh.
already it's rough sound to begin with.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, good times.
I mean, it would be good to hear them, cleaned up. But at the end of the day, it's just mostly just a bunch of cover songs, and I'd be interested to hear what it sounds like cleaned up. But it's not the sort of thing I would see myself playing very often.
Well, I would definitely, if there's anything that could be done to make it sound really great,
Yeah.
really loud and vibrant up front and everything, that would be an experience.
Yeah.
I wonder.
It is going to be interesting though, because as we know now, like Peter Jackson has bought the tapes and got this as his little sort of vanity project. But if it comes out good, then he's probably going to want to sell it, and the first people he's going to go to is Apple,
Right.
and he's then got to get the permission of the four camps. If Apple are interested in putting it out, it's then got to be put to the four camps whether they want it to come out. And this is the album they tried very hard to stop coming out, 50 years ago. So I wonder how they'll feel about it now. Paul and Ringo, and obviously, the Lennon and Harrison camp will probably, vote the same way as their husbands did, in 77, I guess.
Yeah, right.
That's their last known wishes on that particular topic.
Yep. Exactly. Oh boy, this is always the question, isn't it? I would say probably Revolver is my favorite. It's, I'd say, the most consistent, groundbreaking album. But there are other times where I go through periods where I say, but with the Beatles.
Yeah.
I mean, with the Beatles, that's the R&B album.
Yeah.
And I love R&B, and that has such a great sound to it. I mean, I love Ringo's drums on that. There's such a raw ferocity to it. I love that. Rubber Soul. Although I guess, there's always been this debate, the US version or the British version. And I do have kind of a preference. I because it's the first version I heard. I love the American version because it's got that acoustic
Sure, me
feel
too.
to it. So it's hard to say. I guess overall I'll say Revolver, but there are some close seconds. Very close.
I can't really think. I've been saying the White Album myself a lot lately, just because of how many different types of styles they were on. I played that recently, the first time in a long time. So a lot of songs on it, so many different styles on it. I think they're all operating at their peak. I mean, pretty strong on there.
Yeah, I mean, you go through phases too, though. Like,
and I love With the Beatles. I'm tired of people dumping on With the Beatles,
Yeah, I mean, I think early on when I became a fan, I really gravitated toward that album because I was just like, I just love the sound of it. And when the box set of Sgt. Pepper came out, in, of course, 2017, I was just like, man, I'd forgotten like how great this album is. I mean, that's one of my favorite box sets. I just thought the remastering of that was superb. And I just, and so for a while I was like, this is really an even better album than I thought. So I was into that for a while, and hard to say.
Do you think with the Star Club in Hamburg, you think it was because they weren't making any money from it? Is that why they were against it, not the quality?
No, it's the quality.
Quality. I agree.
Damaging to their reputation.
which I think is kind of silly.
because they weren't that happy about the Hollywood Bowl coming out, which came out. Funny enough, it came out a few months later.
I don't remember them not being happy about that one.
I think that there was a bit of, because of the crowd noise and all that sort of stuff, and they weren't that happy about the Hollywood Bowl. I'm sure. Maybe I'm remembering that wrong. I don't know.
I vaguely. I mean, I don't. Because I don't really remember. I was a bit younger when that came out, so I don't remember. But I do kind of remember reading that. Reading that in later times. That the Beatles weren't super thrilled with the sound of Hollywood Bowl. And I wasn't either when I finally got it in the 80s on cassette. And I was just like, wow, you can barely hear them.
Yeah. I mean, that was the reason why, they probably didn't release it at the time, because it covers 64 and 65 Hollywood Bowl. Why didn't they put it out in 1965? Probably because of the screaming and stuff. But it was during that period where, there seemed to be a lot of exploitation of the Beatles' back catalogue at that time, with sort of rock and roll music. Just before that, all the singles were re-released, which I was very grateful for, because it's when I first discovered the Beatles, and it enabled me to get the B-sides that were only on singles. But and then in '77, you had the Star Club, you had Hollywood Bowl, you had Love Songs, all came out the same year, and it was this kind of momentum. For some reason, there was a huge rise in Beatles momentum. There were all these sort of stage shows going, George, Ringo, and Bert, and Beatlemania, and Stigwood is making the Sgt. Pepper film. And
I didn't have a problem when Hollywood Bowl came out. I mean, I remember feeling I could hear them.
I loved it
on it. Even with the screams.
The first time I'd ever heard, live versions of those songs.
Yeah, I think it's great.
I discovered a year before that. So
I would never want them to get, because I know that when they redid it, 2016? So recently, fairly recently, they redid it.
It was around 8 days a week. Yeah.
8 days a week, right. And they supposedly took down some of this a little bit. They tried taking. I wouldn't want them to eliminate the screams. I really, even though it can be annoying, what you want to say, that's the experience of going to a Beatle concert.
Yeah, I mean, you've still got the original Hollywood Bowl, but it was basically Hollywood Bowl there was, I think, 3 or 4 extra tracks that weren't on Hollywood Bowl included in the 8 days a week thing. But he managed to take the crowd volume down a little bit and bring the music and the vocals up.
Yeah, I like that better. But I agree. Don't get rid of the screams entirely. I completely agree with that. You want to have some crowd noise there, because that's part of the experience. I mean, you bet. I completely agree.
I think George Martin worked on it, right? In '77.
Yeah, and he did the sleeve notes written by George.
Yeah, because they weren't able, but in the '60s they couldn't do anything.
Right. I mean, they're very limited, and even in the '70s there was only so much that he could do. Now, I've got to say, in the Beatles '64 documentary, what they did with the Washington Coliseum footage, I was knocked out. That was great.
That was amazing, because I'd seen the Beatles '64, but I hadn't. I had the Beatles first visit, but I didn't even know that I had it. My wife bought me last Christmas, and it was still in the shrink.
Oh wow!
And I'd totally forgotten that I had it, and so after watching Beatles '64, I then watched the first visit DVD and the extras and everything, and wow, the difference between the sound quality and the picture quality.
Yeah,
isn't it amazing?
Coliseum. I'd love to see that whole Coliseum show.
Me too.
They were on fire that night. Fantastic.
Even having to turn the stage.
Yeah.
Good Lord. I feel bad for them. What a pain.
Yep. Folks, I think I'm going to have to be putting an end to this now, because I'm going to have to get ready in 15 minutes to sort of leave from where I am and go home.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm going to wrap this up a little bit. I'm glad, Kit, that you were able to come up.
Yeah, me too.
And Tone, thanks for being here from the beginning.
It's all right.
Appreciate it. And Andy, thank you. So everybody, thanks for watching. And again, it's going to be Christmas Eve next time. I'm going to be stuck here from about 4 p.m. to 7 p.m. I'll probably do something, even though I just do my own show. But and then after that, who knows when, the new year or so, I'll be doing more of these Tuesday night Beatles things. All right, everybody. So thank you, Kit. Thank you, Beatly Tone. And cheers to everybody in the comments for your support. And don't forget, Kid O'Toole's got a whole bunch of stuff. Kit, you want to say before you go what you're involved in right now?
Sure. Coming up, we have some more episodes of Toppermost the Poppermost, and you can find where all the new episodes are on toppermostthepoppermost.net. And as I mentioned before, my course, Yacht Rock Part 1, is coming up next month, January 23rd and 30th. You can find out how to register at my Facebook page and also the Talk More Talk page. So hope to see you there. It'll be a fun course.
And how about you, Beatly Tone?
I've got so much to do. I think at the moment I'm kind of I'm piecing together a video of our trip to Liverpool last week, where we met Andy and Boy and all the people. So that needs editing to go. I'm just trying to get that done. Then obviously I'm seeing Paul on Thursday, so I'll be doing a review video for that, and then I think I'm going to do a live stream on Friday night, quite late UK time, and I've just started the video for it, but I'm doing a Paul McCartney sort of mini series, and I'm going to be sort of dissecting his career decade by decade, which will probably be ranking videos, but obviously talking about the songs, that are in it. But also I'm going to be doing my most hated Paul McCartney songs, and that's going to be brutal. That's going to be quite brutal. The first episode is going to be my favorite deep cuts, which I've half finished, but I've still got to do.
Make sure you got Back in Brazil on that list.
No, it's sorry, I didn't explain it properly. It's my favorite deep cuts from the Wings era only. Yeah, so
Gotcha.
That's going to be the first episode. I'm hoping to drop all of those before Christmas. We'll see how it actually happens in reality. Take 37.
Really? I know. All right.
Yeah.
Well, good luck with that.
Yeah.
All right, everybody. We'll see you next time, as Paul says. See you next time.
Happy holidays.